Okay, here we are. Good afternoon. I say good morning, but it's good afternoon actually. Let's set this up first. Come on. Man, what a trip today. It took me like over an hour to get here. Outdoor walk. Yes, it's ready. 2, 3. All right, there we go. All right. Okay, so today is Monday, May 18th, 2026. We are at, this is the car, it's dirty. We are at a place called, see that on the camera? Cedar Creek Park. Okay. And this is the Great Allegheny Passage Gap Trail. Right here. We're getting on it right now. Okay, so we're going to head north. There's the vehicle. Oh yeah. Whew. It's going to be a hot one. It is a hot one. It's going to be in the 90, it's going to be up to 90 today. 90 degrees Fahrenheit. Now, last Tuesday, the 12th, I was down this way. I was down in West Newton. It was like 65 degrees then. Today is 90. So we spiked up to the heat wave all of a sudden. Alright, so walking and biking trail, a motorized vehicle. This is the Gap Trail. This is my second time on this Gap Trail ever. Last Tuesday was my first. It's so nice down here. Now let's check out some of this stuff. Alright, so there's Cedar Creek Park, free concerts. Here's one of the maps for the trail. Starting up there in Pittsburgh. We don't need to look at that. I've seen that. I have one. I have a better map. It's on this side. Support local business. Okay, we saw it. Let's keep going. Now I could have driven down here to park. But I wanted to park back there because I'm going to get a little further walk in today. Where I'm going is heading towards West Newton, but I'm going to go like probably less than midway between here and West Newton and Mid Newton. Because last week I went from West Newton down a couple of miles, so this time I'm going to go up to that point, probably cross where I was last week, and we'll see how I feel. Wow, that's nice down there. You got that wall. Rocks and water. Hi. No hunting. So there's another one of those P&LE railroad markers right there. This is the Gap Trail, but it's also known as, around here, it's called the Youghiogheny River Trail. And once we get past all this stuff on the right, get up to the more scenic part. When you look on a map, you can tell that this is a long parking lot, a long setup here, all the way up here for a while. That's why I didn't want to park all the way up here. Well, that doesn't make any sense. Could have parked up here, but I wanted to park so I could walk a little further, is what I said before. A nice picnic area over there. It's kind of a sound like some kind of woodpecker type thing. This is a nice park. I never was here ever. All the years from when I was a kid all the way up till now, driving past on Route 51, like down there where Route 70 crosses it, and you go, there used to be that Howard Johnson's right around there. Then you go up to, there's that C. Harper car place. I forget the name of what it was years ago. It was a famous, damn, what was that called? And we're talking way back in the 60s. Anyway, it's called like C. Harper complex up there. It's got all kind of different cars. Driven past that so many times over the years. Never knew this existed down here. Now look how pretty that is over there. That's beautiful. This is pretty nice over here, wide open park area. Well, it is a park. Cedar Creek Park. Hi. Hi. I already saw some dog crap on the side here. People didn't pick up. Oh, there's dumpsters all over the place. They could have just picked their dog crap up and thrown it out, but no. See, there's all these little pavilions all along here and parking next to each one. And it goes up pretty far. Let me take a look at that. There's little pamphlets over here. Is that pamphlets or is that just a map? Let me go over there. Just don't step in anything stupid. This would be nice to have a picnic down here. Okay, that's not maps. That's just a sign. Just different signs. Okay. Let's see on the other side of this real quick. It's locked. Okay. Let's go back to the trail. And do not step in anything wrong. There's nothing there. When I was getting out of the car, I heard a train I could see it. It was a small one over there across the river. There's the river's way down there. There was not enough time to try to film that. You couldn't really see it too good. You could hear it, but now hopefully we get past all these parking areas. And then we get into like more scenery on the right. There's like a lot of parking up here. Wow. There's more parking up here than back there. See, this is where I saw on the map. It looked like this is where I was going to come. But then when I pull down there, I just parked there. Look at these stupid statements I'm making today. Yeah, I parked there because I didn't park here. Let's just say it this way. Suppose there's a sign. Alright, so Pittsburgh, Homestead, McKeesport, Boston, and West Newton's 3 miles, as you see on that sign. And then the other one's Connellsville. So see how far Connellsville is from here. There's in between, there's a couple of things. There's like Smithton and stuff. It doesn't show that on here. These are like the major cities. Let's break this out and do this. So like I said, last week I was up at West Newton. There was a sign that said 3 miles to Cedar Creek. So here I am at Cedar Creek. I went 2 miles down. So that's why I didn't park up here, because I wanted to make a little more of a walk out of it. But you know what? You can see the river from here. So I'm going to go down here. Let's see if this is scenic down here. Oh yeah, it's real scenic. It's this sign right here. Cedar Creek Park. Okay. This turns out to be like the major main parking area right here. Wow. There's the river. Youghiogheny River. Alright, let's get back up to the trail. This kind of reminds me of like Settler's Cabin Park or that Round Hill Park. Only this is right near the water, the river. Let's get back on this trail. Using the crosswalks. Following the rules. Alright, here we go. Man, it is so hot right now. I got out of the car, it was in the 80s. 88 or something. So, he figured this is only like around noon. It was already 88. Now it's probably 90. Everything's still running? Okay. Alright. Well, I can see a bunch of kids down there in the water. There's people on rafts and stuff. Kayaks and stuff. Yeah, this is nice. This turns out to be like the main parking area for the place. Let's go over here again. Look out at these people down here. Wow. Nice. So we want to get away from all these people. We want to get to a more secluded place on the trail.
I rode past and I was like, oh, it's like a water. Yeah, exactly. That's what I saw. Yeah.
More signs, same old stuff. Alright, now we're getting into the actual trail that's not next to any parking or anything. This is nice, but there's too many people for me. I kind of like it more secluded. Oh, check out all these kids down here playing in this water. Cedar Creek Gorge. I'm going to take a break here. Alright, so here's the Cedar Creek Gorge. All those kids playing down in there. Everybody's playing in the water. Wow. That would be fun. Let's get some alternate shots of this. Alright. Okay, so this is the trail. This is at Cedar Creek Gorge. Let's put that down there. There's a sign, Cedar Creek Gorge. And there's all kind of kids playing down there. Alright. Okay, there's me. Cedar Creek Gorge. And there is the trail. Heading towards West Newton. Okay. Well, it's good in one respect. It's good that there's a lot of people because you feel safe. You're not out in the wilderness with nobody. You know, like some of those trailheads I see. You know, like that one at Smithton, maybe. Oh shit! Drop my little step counter thing. I don't even need this thing. I don't need that because I got step counter on the Apple Watch. Now some of those trailheads, like there's one down in Whitsett, there's one in Smithton, and they look like they'd be deserted. This one here is like way overpopulated, so you feel safe. Geez, we've already gone 3/4 of a mile. Didn't even feel like we got started yet. That's good. That's okay. Well, check that out over there. You can see the water, and then you can see all the trees and stuff. Let's get this. All right, so there's the trail that goes back to where I park, Cedar Creek Park. And go very slowly. And then, if you look out, you can see the water down there. The river. The Youghiogheny River. The Yacht. Boy, this is really nice up here. Well, here's a piece of new information, at least for me. I've been working on that intersection. Comes an airplane or something. Or a helicopter, maybe. Yeah, okay, it's a helicopter. I can see it. They worked on that intersection down there between Route 70, Interstate 70, and Route 51, PA 51. And they converted that into one of those diverging diamond setups. Just like the one down in Washington, PA, where it kind of like crisscrosses over with traffic lights, and so it avoids all their left turns across traffic. And it looks real confusing when you first get into it. You're like, what? There's people driving on the other side of the road. Wrong side of the road, like you're in England. But anyway, it's safer. And it's major. And there's going to be... Hi. Hi. There's going to be something like that. Maybe it's a different kind. Not that diverging diamond, but it's going to be some other one, similar type deal, up there in where I-376 West, and there's Route 22 and 30. That's major interchanges right around there in Robinson, and that's really tricky. They're going to do something like that. They already started working on it. Now there's mile marker 111. That takes years to set up. All of that preparatory work. Ramps going all in different directions. Hi.
hide it.
It's really nice up there on that hillside. I don't mind this. It's a little wider than I like, but I don't mind it. See, like, here's what I like, with the tree line right up here against the trail. But then on this side, there's like this little area. Sort of like the Panhandle Trail, only this is definitely better than the Panhandle Trail. And you can see the water real up close there. Wow. I don't want to step in too much weird crap here. I don't want to step in any crap, not whether it's weird or not. Let's just try to walk around all this stuff. Yeah, it's beautiful. This is really peaceful right here, away from all those people. Somebody left a bottle, like a Mountain Dew bottle in it. Maybe they pissed in that. Maybe that's what they did. They pissed in that and just left it sit there, huh? So we're going to walk up here to at least the place I was last Tuesday, coming from the other direction. Nice that there's some shade right here, because boy, it is super hot. I wish the weather was a little more normal, you know, like sort of like a nice average kind of thing. Transitions are very smooth, but not around here. We don't get that. We get the jump up to 90, jump back down to 65 or 60 or 50. You can see in that water, you can see like rocks and stuff where the water comes around. It's like white rapid type deal. They put these benches strategically here. Hopefully there's a view with this bench coming up. A view of the river. Yeah, there's something. But again, you have to watch, because wherever you step, alright, so there's the water down there. Alright, so there's the Youghiogheny River. You can see the train tracks across the river over there, right there. And then there's the river. It is super hot out here. I hope that I could see a train and I get a good shot of it across the river there. And there's a high probability of seeing one, because there's a lot of train traffic over there. I'm surprised that I never really heard about this park down here. I never lived in the area to know much about it, but I, over the years, would drive past it a lot. Past on 51, that is. The main landmark was a Howard Johnson's. It's not there anymore. We've eaten in that when I was a kid and stuff. A number of times. Used to live out in Monroeville. Used to come down and on the turnpike to New Stanton, and then take 70 over, and be near 51, and then sometimes you go to Route 43 over there near where Bell Vernon is and stuff. Take 43 south, or you go down to Clairton on 51 and then take 43 from there. That C. Harper place, man, they got so many different makes of vehicles there. In the old days, I think it was only Chevys. I think they have Hondas. I came down there a few times when I was looking for what eventually became the Blazer I bought back in 2019. But before that, I was driving around there a lot and looking at different vehicles and stuff. Hi. But that's too far for me to go for, like for car maintenance and stuff, going all the way down to Ross Draver Township or whatever it's called. Those interstates are brutal. Route I-79 and I-70. Too many crazy truck drivers. There's a nice shady patch. I think it's some water. We're going, I think, 1.2 miles. Hi. I'm sweating to beat hell right now. This right here is like July weather. We've gone from, in the spring, we had like winter weather with freezing frost and freezing temperatures, and then spiked up now to this 90 degree today. Unreal. There's a nice little canyon up there. Water falling down. That's nice. Right, so that way goes to New Stanton. That way goes back to Cedar Creek Park. And up there is a little canyon with a lot of water. And there's me. There's the Youghiogheny River down there. There's that little canyon up there. What I would hope is when I get up to like a clearing, like up here, right here, for example, or any future one up here, that there's a train on the other side of the river. That would be great. This is a nice little lookout right here. The Youghiogheny River. Those signs they had back there, they only show like the major towns or cities with the mileage indicators. But in between, there are other trailheads. But then there are times when even the in-between ones are really far apart. P&LE Railroad. Did these have any kind of mile indicators on them? No. I mean, they might have at one time, but oh. Wow, look at that rock formation up there. It's called Mailbox Formation. Wow. That is cool. Man, it is super hot, man. Whew. That's nice. Check out that like honeycomb stuff. They call it right there, the sign says mailbox formation. Like little mailbox slots. Looks more like a honeycomb type deal. Alright, let's look at the mailbox, dude. Mailbox. Whew. That's a hot one. Mailbox formation. This thing's complaining again. Do you want to end your workout? It doesn't even say do you want, it says end workout. You're like, no. Dismiss. Now that's something interesting over there. So we can get a shot of that. Across the water, there's the river, and there's a place right over there. Wait a minute, what am I looking at? It's hard to see that actually. Oh, there's, okay, there's what I'm looking at. I wonder what that was. Was that an old bridge that had used to be across here, or is that something else? I don't know enough about it. The history. At least what I like about this is the tree line is such that it provides you shade at different pieces here, different places, as opposed to, say, like the Panhandle Trail. Yeah, so you can see it's some railroad type thing over there. If there was something regarding the railroad, there's a railroad line, train, I mean the tracks over there above that little plant. Now I hear a train whistle. It sounds far away. Yeah, that sounds far away. There's a nice there's the trail. Whew. This is impressive, man. It's like humid too. See, it's not just hot, it's humid as well. This is July or August weather right here. See, I hope we don't have this heat wave coming like we did in the last couple of years. We had a heat wave for like 6 weeks at a time in the summertime. With this like super hot, humid, 90 degrees, stuff like that. Ridiculous. There's a little bit of shade. Get under here for a second. This trail is maintained by its users. If you brought it here, please take it with you. Okay. Well, I don't bring anything with me other than myself. So I'm taking it with me. Hi. Well, so far I haven't reached that point I was at last Tuesday. Now I'm hearing what it sounds like a train. But then I'm not in a clearing right now. Yeah, it's a train. I'm not in a clearing, so I won't be able to see anything. Hang on a minute. I might be able to see something. There's a train track on the other side. It's really hard to see. On the other side of the river, and I'm hearing a train. So let's keep the camera pointed right in this direction. Yeah, it's a train. Too much bull crap. Not a good picture for that, but whatever. I see a little bit better from here, but it's gone. Oh, no, almost gone. It's funny, when you're a kid, like you see trains all the time, or since you were little, and it's like, wow, no big deal, and what's the problem? What's the big deal about it? But when you get older, Stuff like that fascinates you. That's a long train. You can sort of see it from there. So this is like a deserted section right here. Nice and peaceful. Getting close to 1.5 miles. Now you figure from where that sign said 3 miles, to West Newton, I was probably about 0.75 back the other direction. So halfway point is 125 to okay. So we're getting close to the halfway. We're getting close to, forget that halfway. We're getting close to where I was last week. You'll see this sign. Bud parcel at Cedar Creek Park, land acquisition. Okay. Looks like there's someone standing down there. It is somebody standing there. Sounds like another train. Hi. Hi.
How are you, Jay?
Good, how are you?
So far, so good.
That's good. So, like with the Montour Trail, one of my goals is to try to walk on every piece of it over a period of time, over like years. Go to a trailhead, walk in one direction, walk back. Next time go to either that trailhead and go in the other direction, or go to another trailhead. Eventually you'll get through all the parts of the trail. That's highly unlikely with this gap. Oh, there's a snake right there. Holy crap. Wasn't even paying attention. It looks like he's perched and ready for attack. I don't really want to go near that too much. Let's try to stay away from it. You know, it's going to jump out at you or something. That's really wild. Anyway, I was saying it's highly unlikely that I'll ever get to all the sections of the Gap Trail without my bike. Because, like I said last week, you park, you go to all the different trailheads that you want. It might take you years. But the point being that there are some trailheads that are so far away from each other. You know, we're talking more than 10 miles, sometimes 20 miles apart. So you'd never touch all the sections if you just go to driving to a trailhead and walking in one direction for a while. You'd never meet up the halfway point between that and the other trailhead, the nearest trailhead. Unless you brought your bike and did a bike trail. Bike trail. This seems like a trail that's more designed for bikers. Well, that's really nice right there. That water dripping down. Forever to set that up. Alright. Here's the Gap Trail. It's still heading towards West Newton. It's heading back to Cedar Creek Park. Here's this little waterfall type deal. Slow waterfall. That looks really nice. Alright. So you can get that waterfall in there. Right in there. Look at that sweat, man. It's coming down on my head. Video. Yeah, see there's that grass section, power lines. And then there's the water. Right there. Now, if I hadn't used that picture last week for my thumbnail, I'd use this one here, but I don't want to have two videos in a row with the same kind of picture. All right, so now we're heading back. We're at 2.2 miles. Whew, man, it's super hot. Hi.
Hey, how's it going?
Good, how are you? Yeah, there's these chairs here, these benches, these people were sitting on. That's a beautiful shot right there. Nice. All right, so last week I came down from where I parked. Now I parked the car above the new Stanton. Not New Stanton, West Newton. I keep saying that. I was probably about a half a mile north of that one point at West Newton, because I parked on the other side of the road up there near the train station. So to get down to this sign, it says 3 miles. From there, it says 3 miles to West Newton. 3 miles to Cedar Creek. But I walked down to here, and it was like 2 miles from where I parked. So that's, I guess you'd figure maybe a mile and a half from that sign. So then here is 2.2 from where I parked, but I was on the other side of that, where that sign was. I was like at 0.75. So yeah, I guess it's about right. So I guess from the sign to where that sign is, this is like the midpoint, 1.5 miles away from those signs in either direction. Hi. So the fuzzy math is hanging together. It does add up. I'm going to take a picture of this thing because this sign people made into a cool little, like a monster they painted on it. This stump. So they painted, it looks like some kind of an animal or something, like the teeth of an animal there. Then you come to the front of it. Yeah, they painted teeth, like white paint marks, and then on this side. Okay, I feel like I'm gonna sneeze right now. Jeez, I'm gonna sneeze right now. Right here. Wait, let's do it this way. Right there. Right there. Yeah, that snake was up in here. Wonder where it went. Oh wait, no, here it is. Here it is, right here. It's still here. It is moving. Yes, I see it moving. Alright, it's barely moving across here. Okay, so it's still here. Cool. There's a sign. It said, say 10K turnaround. You know, last week there was a sign for a 5K turnaround. And this says 10K turnaround. So, it says 10K turnaround. I'm going to turn around. Haha. I'm turning around. Yeah, 10K turnaround. Yeah. I'm turning around that circle. Yeah. Crazy. Now we're getting close. I can see that bridge up here where that gorge is. So, still got a ways to go though. Still got about 0.8 to go, at least. Here's some kind of animal up there. There's a little squirrel right there. Cedar Creek Gorge. Cedar Creek Gorge. There's another sign on the edge of this here. It says here, this sign provided by the Bell Vernon Rotary Club. Cool. And so there's the water down there. The gorge, and then there's water over here. If I was younger, I'd be doing that, but I'm so tired right now, I'm not going to do it. So you just go down in that parking lot. And you get down on that ramp, it goes right underneath. It should be too hard, but... Or you could go down this little place right here. I ain't doing that. Pretty nice. Bringing your family down here. It's amazing to see all these people down here. Does anybody still work? It's crazy when you go out, you see all these people everywhere. You're like, how come there's so many people out? It seems like people should be working. It shouldn't be as crowded, you know? I still got about 0.6 miles to go to get back. Now, if I would have parked up here, it would have been less total today. That's okay. I'm not complaining. This is just like last Tuesday when I did all those miles walking. And I kind of messed myself up for a few days. It's like I overdid it. Today's going to be like that. I overdid this. Men's and ladies' restrooms. Hi. What is this building right here? Cedar Creek Station. Let's take a look in there. Cedar Creek Park Activity Center. Huh. Oh, I see. This facility is reserved for private events. It is not open for public use. Cedar Creek Station. So you would rent that place for some kind of a gathering. All right. Long way to go to get to my car still. I got about half a mile, a little more than half a mile to go. I'll check that out right there. That caterpillar right there. So most bikers go down on that pavement. It's easier, smoother. Break time. Whew. Oh boy. By now this water is so warm. It was cold at one point. Took it out. Drove down here. It took over an hour to get here. Now it's been almost 2 hours since I started the walk. My average pace has been lower than it was for a while. It was like getting up there near 3 miles an hour. Now it's like more like 2 miles an hour. Figure I've gone almost 4 miles and it's almost 2 hours, so that's 2 miles an hour. I mean, I take breaks, like taking a lot of photos and stuff. I'm not here to break any records. Whew. This last stretch is rough. Oh, whew, I need to like stretch or something here. Oh, my neck and shoulders. This is nice down here, though. Interesting birds. He's probably like, don't be doing that. You faker. You're a fake bird. Alright, so we've gone 4 miles. So wait a minute, what did I gotta do? 2.2, okay, 4.4. So I got 0.4 to go. Yeah. Man, I am so freaking sore right now. It's like my shoulders, up near my neck. I guess I'm kind of like hunched over my posture. Whew. We're almost there. Yeah, right where that truck turned up, that's where I had come down. Oh man, take a little break again. Lots of breaks right now. There's that traverse. I'm glad I didn't get that. I was almost thinking about a traverse last year. When the blazers were scarce, and I thought I don't even want another blazer anyway. And then the Equinox, I didn't like the engine, the power, and the transmission and everything. I thought, well, let's look into the larger sizes, like the GMC Acadia or the Chevy Traverse. I found out that they're all 4-cylinder turbos, and that's way too big for me too. The car is way too big. Parking that would be a pain in the butt. We're getting close. Well, all of a sudden, my like neck and shoulder area is really. All right, we're at about 4.14 miles, 2 hours of walk, and my body cam just ran out of battery. So body cam just ran out. And we're almost back. So this is where we're at. We're almost back. We're at that Cedar Creek Park and we're almost back to the car up there. But I'm gonna put this down for now, resume it when we get close to the car. All right, so there's that sign, Cedar Creek Park. There's Evergreen Drive. This beautiful area over there. There's a sign. Westmoreland County, Cedar Creek Park. There's a bunch of stuff listed. My car is up there. All right, so we're here at the car. There's that camping ground area. And here's the car. Cedar Creek Park. There's a sign. There's me again. This is the final picture, my final video. There's that sign. There's my car. Cedar Creek Park. Monday, May 18th, 2026. Signing off right now. Bye-bye.